Learn English easily with Pro English.
Welcome back to the Speak English podcast. Today, we are going to have a therapy session. We usually talk about grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. But today, we are addressing the biggest enemy of fluency. It is not phrasal verbs. It is not the present perfect. It is the sentence, I want to quit. Every student reaches a point where they feel stuck, stupid, or exhausted. We call this the plateau. Today, we are going to normalize this feeling, explain why it happens, and give you the mental tools to survive it without giving up.
I am so glad we are talking about this. Honestly, Michael, I have been feeling this for weeks. I feel like I am studying every day, but I am not getting better. In the beginning, it was exciting. I learned cat, dog, house. Every day was a victory. But now, I study for an hour and I feel exactly the same as I did yesterday. I understand maybe 60 of movies, and that number never goes up. It feels like I am walking through mud. I just want to stop and say, okay, this is my level forever.
That feeling of walking through mud is exactly what we call the intermediate plateau. Look at this mental image. When you start A1/A2, the curve goes up fast. You learn water, and suddenly you can drink. Immediate reward. But at B1/B2, the curve flattens. You learn complex grammar or obscure vocabulary, but you don't use it immediately. The return on investment feels lower. But here is the truth. You are improving. You just can't see it because the changes are microscopic. You are building the foundation, not the skyscraper.
Microscopic changes. That makes sense, but it's not very satisfying. We live in a world of instant gratification. I want to see the skyscraper now. So is this plateau inevitable? Does everyone go through it? Or am I just doing something wrong? Maybe my method is bad. Maybe I am too old. The doubts are loud.
Everyone goes through it, even polyglots. It is biologically inevitable. Your brain is moving from novelty, new and exciting, to routine, boring and hard. This is where motivation dies and discipline must take over. But here is the mistake most students make. When they hit the plateau, they try to push harder. They study grammar for 3 hours. They force themselves to memorize lists. This leads to burnout. When you are in the plateau, you shouldn't push harder. You should change the input.
Change the input. What does that mean? I usually listen to English podcasts like this one and do grammar exercises. If I stop doing that, won't I lose my level? I am terrified of the sliding back down the mountain.
You won't slide back if you switch from active study to passive enjoyment. If you are burnt out, stop studying. Seriously, close the textbook. Delete Duolingo if it annoys you. Instead, just watch a TV show you love in English with subtitles. Listen to music. Play a video game. The goal during a plateau is not improvement. The goal is maintenance. You just need to keep the engine running. If you force yourself to study when you hate it, you will quit completely. And quitting is the only way you actually fail.
That is a relief. So, Netflix and chill is actually a valid learning strategy during a crisis. I can do that. But let's talk about the emotional side. I compare myself to others constantly. I see people on Instagram saying, I learned English in 3 months. And I have been trying for 3 years. It makes me feel like I have a slow brain. How do I stop the comparison game?
Those fluent in 3 months videos are the photoshopped models of the language world. They are fake, or they have a very low definition of fluent. Getty Images it is the iceberg illusion. You see their 1-minute perfectly rehearsed video, the tip of the iceberg, but you don't see the 100 bad takes, the script, or the years of background exposure, the ice underwater. Never compare your behind the scenes, your struggle, with someone else's highlight reel, their success. Your journey is unique. Compare yourself only to Sarah from 1 year ago.
Sarah from 1 year ago. Okay. Sarah from a year ago couldn't understand this podcast without a transcript. Sarah from a year ago was terrified to order coffee. Okay, I see the progress when I look back that far. But Michael, what about the fear of mistakes? This is what makes me want to quit speaking. I hate feeling vulnerable. Every time I make a mistake, I feel like I lose 10 IQ points. I feel like a child.
That is the ego talking. We hate feeling incompetent, but you have to reframe what a mistake is. A mistake is not a failure, it is data. When you say, I goed, and someone corrects you to I went, your brain just received a valuable data point. It's a software update. If you never speak, you never get the update. You have to embrace the identity of the learner. A learner is supposed to stumble. If you were perfect, you wouldn't be a learner. You would be a native. Give yourself permission to suck.
Permission to suck. That should be on a t-shirt. It's hard though. In my job, I am an expert. In English, I am a clumsy beginner. That gap hurts. Okay, let's talk about boredom. Sometimes I want to quit not because it's hard, but because it's boring. I am tired of talking about my weekend and my hobbies. How do I make English exciting again?
If you are bored, it means you have outgrown your content. You are likely stuck in the learner bubble. You are consuming content made for students. It's time to consume content made for humans. What do you love in your native language? Do you love cooking, true crime, astrophysics? Start consuming that content in English. Ignore the English lesson aspect. Focus on the topic. If you love true crime, listen to a murder mystery podcast. You will be so interested in who is the killer that you will forget you are listening to English. This is called content-based instruction.
True crime, I love that, but isn't the vocabulary too hard? Autopsy, forensics, evidence. I feel like I won't understand anything.
You will be surprised. Because you love the topic, your brain will work double time to connect the dots. You already know the context of a murder mystery. You know there is a body, a detective, and a suspect. That context acts like a bridge. You might not know the word autopsy, but when they cut open the body, you figure it out. And because it's emotionally engaging, scary/suspenseful, the memory sticks better than the cat is on the table.
That makes sense. Emotion creates memory. The cat is on the table has zero emotion. A murder investigation has high emotion. Okay, I'm going to try that. But what about time? The number one reason I want to quit is I don't have time. I am busy. I miss 3 days of study, I feel guilty, and then I think, well, I broke the streak, I might as well give up.
Ah, the all or nothing fallacy. If I can't do 1 hour, I will do 0 minutes. This is fatal. You need to adopt the strategy of the non-negotiable minimum. This is a tiny habit. It's not 1 hour, it's 5 minutes. Or even 2 minutes. Can you listen to one song in English? Yes. Can you read 1 page of a book? Yes. On your busy days, do the minimum. It keeps the neural pathways open. It tells your brain, we are still doing this. Consistency beats intensity. 5 minutes every day is infinitely better than 3 hours once a week.
The non-negotiable minimum, I like that. I can definitely do 5 minutes. I spend 5 minutes just staring at the wall sometimes. So the goal is just don't break the chain, even if the link is very small.
Exactly. Keep the chain alive. Now there is one more psychological trap, the bamboo analogy. Have you heard of the Chinese bamboo tree?
No, is this a gardening tip?
It's a metaphor for learning. When you plant Chinese bamboo, you water it for 4 years and nothing happens. You see nothing. It stays underground. You might think, I am wasting my time. I want to quit. But in the 5th year, in a period of just 6 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall, 27 meters. The question is, did it grow 90 feet in 6 weeks, or in 5 years?
Oh, I see. It grew in 5 years. It was building roots underground. If the farmer had quit in year 3, he would have killed it just before the explosion.
Precisely. You are in year 3. You are building roots, neural connections, listening comprehension, grammar, intuition. You can't see the tree yet, but the roots are massive. If you quit now, you lose the root system. You have to trust the process. The growth spurt will come. Usually it happens when you least expect it. Suddenly you realize, wait, I just understood that whole movie without thinking.
That gives me hope. I am building roots. I am not failing, I am just underground. That is a very comforting thought. Okay, Michael, we have diagnosed the problem. The intermediate plateau, the flat curve. The iceberg illusion, don't compare to others. The boredom trap, switch to true crime interests. The all-or-nothing fallacy, use the minimum. But I still need practical tactics for when I am in the middle of a breakdown. When I am staring at a text and I just can't understand it. What do I do in that specific moment?
In that specific moment, you need to zoom out. In part 2, we are going to discuss the zoom out strategy and how to set micro goals. We will also talk about the power of community learning alone is dangerous. And finally, we will discuss the concept of the English persona.
The English persona. That sounds mysterious. I am ready to find out who she is. Let's take a break. Fin DELA PARTE 1. Quieres que gener la PART 2, turnos 31 a 60, TEMA. I want to quit part 2. Micro goals the English persona. DURACIN PARTE 2. 15 minutos aprox.
Welcome back to part 2. Before the break, you asked a crucial question. What do I do in the specific moment of panic when I am staring at a text and I don't understand it? The answer is the zoom out strategy. When you panic, your brain has zoomed in on one specific failure. I don't know this word, I am stupid. You are looking at a single pixel on the screen and saying the picture is broken. You need to zoom out, look at the paragraph. Do you understand the gist, the general idea? Yes. Then you are winning. Zoom out further. Look at your progress over the last 6 months. Can you do things now that you couldn't do then? When you feel stuck, physically stand up, take a breath, and tell yourself, this is just one pixel. It is not the whole picture.
It is just one pixel. I like that visualization. I definitely get obsessed with the pixel. If I miss one word in a sentence, I ignore the other 10 words I did understand. I let the one negative ruin the 10 positives. So zooming out is about perspective. But how do I get that feeling of winning back? You mentioned dopamine earlier. I need a win, Michael. I haven't had a win in months.
To get a win, you need to stop chasing fluency, which is years away, and start chasing micro goals. A macro goal is learn English. Too big, undefined, scary. A micro goal is read one page of this article without a dictionary. Or learn 3 phrasal verbs today. Shutterstock Explorer micro goals are binary. Did you do it? Yes, no. When you tick that box, your brain releases dopamine. You feel successful. If you set a goal like speak fluently, you wake up every day feeling like a failure because you aren't there yet. If you set a goal like listen to a podcast for 10 minutes, you wake up, do it, and feel like a champion.
That is so true. Speak fluently is a goal I can never tick off. It's a moving target. But listen for 10 minutes is easy. I can cross that off my list. It sounds like gamification. I need to treat my English learning like a video game with levels, instead of a mountain with no top.
Exactly, gamify your life. Now let's talk about the danger of the lonely learner. Language is a social tool. It evolved to connect humans. But how do most adults learn? Alone, in a room, with a book or an app. This is biologically unnatural. If you are learning alone, you have no emotional support. When you struggle, you think, it's just me. You need community. You need to find a tribe, even if it's just one other person who is also struggling.
But I am an introvert. The idea of a language exchange or meeting strangers in a cafe to speak English terrifies me. I tried it once, and it was so awkward. We just sat there asking, "What is your hobby?" for an hour. Is there a way to have community without the social anxiety?
Community doesn't have to be a loud party. It can be digital and asynchronous. Join a Discord server for English learners. Join a Reddit community like r/English learning. Find a study buddy online where you just text each other progress updates. Hey, I did my 10 minutes today. Did you? Just knowing that someone else is on the journey breaks the isolation. It validates your struggle. You realize, oh, everyone hates phrasal verbs, it's not just me. That shared suffering is powerful.
Shared suffering? That sounds like a support group. Hello, my name is Sarah, and I don't understand the present perfect. Hi, Sarah. Actually, that would make me feel much better, knowing I am not the only one drowning in grammar.
Precisely. Now I want to introduce the concept I teased earlier, the English persona. Many students tell me, I feel fake when I speak English. I feel like an actor. And I tell them, good. Use that. You need to create an alter ego. Let's call her English Sarah. Maybe native Sarah is shy, quiet, and worries about politeness. But English Sarah, maybe she is louder. Maybe she uses her hands more. Maybe she is more direct. Beyoncé has an alter ego for stage called Sasha Fierce. She uses it to be confident. You need a Sasha Fierce for English.
An alter ego. That is interesting, because I do feel different in English. My voice changes. It goes deeper. And I tend to be more direct because I don't know the polite fluff words yet. So I just say, give me the coffee instead of would you mind. It makes me feel bolder, maybe rude, but bolder.
Lean into that boldness. Adopting a persona lowers the inhibition. Psychologists call this language ego. If Sarah makes a mistake, Sarah feels stupid. If English Sarah, the character, makes a mistake, it's just part of the performance. It protects your real ego. Next time you speak, imagine you are playing a character in a movie. Put on the mask of a confident English speaker. Fake it until you make it is scientifically valid here.
The mask, I like that. It provides a shield. If they laugh, they are laughing at the mask, not at me. Okay, Michael, we have covered a lot of psychological tools. Zoom out, don't obsess over pixels. Micro goals get the dopamine. Find a tribe, shared suffering. The alter ego be Sasha Fierce. But I have one final question. What if I really need a break? Is it okay to stop completely for a month? Or will I lose everything? They say use it or lose it.
Use it or lose it is true, but it takes longer than you think to lose it. If you take a month off, you will get rusty. Your first day back will feel slow, but the deep knowledge, it is still there. It's like riding a bike. However, instead of stopping completely, I recommend the simmer mode. Don't turn the fire off. Turn it down to low heat. Don't study, but maybe listen to one song a week, or change your phone language to English. Just keep a tiny thread of connection. It is much easier to turn the heat up from low than to restart a cold fire.
Simmer mode. That fits perfectly with the cooking analogy. Just keep the soup warm. Okay, I feel much better. I walked into this episode wanting to quit. I felt heavy. Now I feel like I just need to adjust my strategy. I don't need to climb the mountain today. I just need to take one step and maybe watch some true crime on Netflix.
That is the spirit. The mountain isn't going anywhere. You have your whole life to climb it. Enjoy the view from where you are right now. You speak more English today than you did 5 years ago. That is a fact.
That is a fact. Michael, thank you for being my therapist today. This was exactly what I needed. And to everyone listening, if you want to quit, don't. Just take a nap, watch a movie, and come back tomorrow. We are all in this together.
Well said, English Sarah. Well said. Thank you everyone for listening. Don't be a stranger, join the community, find a buddy, and keep the fire simmering. See you in the next episode.
Bye, and remember, you are a bamboo tree. Fin del episodio completo. Turnos 1 a 60 completados. Duración total 30 minutos.